The Wedding Night Dream, a StoryDoves Romantics production by Sonarla, Pritasso. So it was that Mark had prepared a wedding in natural setting. Tonight, I tell of how two were wed. Now dream with me, and picture within your mind a deep inky night, purer than a dove's pupil. A champagne blossom of stars above, and a still reflective lake below. An aroma of calm plays its melody upon the air. Mark stands at the lip of the lake, with scissors made of sunlight in his right hand. His gaze is betrothed to the reflection of stars upon the lake. Within his mind, he pictures holding his bride, and as he thinks of her, he looks at the stars on the lake and wonders what perfect constellational arrangement of this impearled glitter would make the perfect wedding dress. And so, he patiently waits for the best alignment of stars to mirror upon this sleeping lake. Note, in a dove's flutter it comes. Yes, he finally sees it. He gazes at the perfect pattern of stars upon the lake. He pictures his bride wearing this arrangement. And with his scissors of sunlight, he cuts off the surface of the lake. Yes, like one long fabric of elemental carpet, he pulls off the top layer of the lake. He looks into it. He sees the little lathering waves as well as the rippling dimples, sparkling on the water's material. And then, he begins to fold the lake into a wedding dress for his bride. With his tools of sunlight, he tailors the fabric of water into a flowing black dress. By the touch of his love for her, he warms the mild waters of the wedding gown. This represents his protective love over her. He now listens to the lullaby of the wind about. He waits. In a moment, the tempo of the blowing breeze begins to slow. He takes his needle of light, looks at the breeze, and threads this playful wind into the needle. As the wind plays on his needle like the tail of a delighted dog, he brings it to the wedding dress and sews the wind into the garment. Yes, his dress now moves to its own rhythm, with its own little currents. Finally, he fragrances the bridal gown with caressing whispers of, "I love you." And now, he begins to prepare the scenery for the wedding. First, he rolls out a carpet of sunset upon the lake. With the pulse of his passion for her, he blushes the lake into a deeper red. He raises his hand and calls forth two large waves of water to either side of the lake. He freezes these two waves in place with the calm of his gaze. And so the seating is prepared. The guests shall sit on these frozen waves like seats in a stadium. He now admires the stars above, and they brighten for him. Through his imagination, he forms clouds in the night above. He plants snowflakes in each cloud and then sprinkles them with stars. Now, the clouds around him rain with starflakes. He cups his hands together and collects a portion of starflakes for his bride's jewels. He then looks around at the clouds above and calls to him a particular cloud of a deep, stormy complexion. This cloud does not rain, but halos above his head. It begins to cry a rain over him. The heat from his body evaporates the raindrops into a vaporous, dark suit on him. He already wears his shirt, cut from the blue sky of day. Just then, a butterfly, formed from blue oceanic spray, flies to his Adam's apple. This butterfly nestles on the top of his shirt as a bow tie. Its wings flap on occasion, this occasion. Now all is ready. We commence. Looking at the starflake rainfall around him, he flicks one of the falling starflakes with his little finger. One flake floats into another, one hitting two, two hitting three, forever. As the starflakes hit one another, Mendelssohn's Wedding March is played in chime within the matrimonial atmosphere around. The moon is revealed from night like the lids of a waking eye. Dolphins of moonlight flow from the moon's shine. These dolphins of light pull rays of moonlight around the wedding scene. The night now looks like a carouseling maypole of fireworks. And then, the sight of the moon illuminates the sunset carpet upon the lake, revealing his bride. She has a mirage of night draped over her that falls away with each step. His bride, Esther, wears a tiara of frosted cloud. This tiara of cloud snows down a veil over her face. Esther is wearing his black laked dress. It is lightly salted with stars and flowing currents. And as she strides down the sunset aisle upon the lake, the gown playfully blows about her shape. She nears her groom with each step she takes. And as she does so, the sunset carpet becomes a sunrise, a new dawn for their love. But picture this. The stars of her lake dress begin to refract their rays about each other, which evolves her bridal gown into a star-rayed white, silvered dress. Beautiful, nature whispers. As Esther gasps in shock at the dress, Mark can only but smile. For by now they are in the safety of each other's palms. So, as vows are promised upon the breath of the air, his bride raises her left palm and extends her fourth finger. The rings around the planet Saturn float down from the night above. The rings are reducing in size as they descend. These rings of Saturn float down on Esther's fourth finger. They fit. Our couples stare at each other. And they know. They simply know. Esther begins to cry. From the lid of her right eye falls a tear of dewdrop joy. Inside this tear is everlasting peace and the memory of this marital moment and feeling. And this teardrop whispers itself to the top of her Saturn ring. It shines beyond diamond. Yes, it shines with emotion. Because from this time forth, whenever she looks at this teardrop diamond, the teardrop will return to her eyelid and restore every memory, every feeling, every emotion, and desire of this moment as though it were happening again to her heart. Matrimonially yours, for Mark and Esther. Fini. End of The Wedding Night Dream by Sonarla, Pritasso. A StoryDoves Romantics production.